Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I've got a ton of puzzles, and usually with 3x3, I don't mention this cube is better than this cube, because what ends up happening is I feel like most cubes have their purpose, and it depends on what feeling you're going for. So my reviews are a lot of this feels like this, and this feels like this. However, when you get to things that are not 3x3s, there's often a really obvious choice of which ones people should get. So I'm going to go through a buy this, not this sort of video. I am definitely not stealing this idea from anywhere else. So we're going to start off with mirror blocks. There's a lot of mirror blocks out there. It originally was sold through Rubik's brand, and then I believe Shengshou started making their own version, and then there's ones from Yushin and all these other places. And if you're going to get a mirror blocks, don't get these. So these are from Shengshou and Qi and Yushin. The best one to get is the Cubing Classroom Morphix mirror blocks. Not the Mirror S, which the Mirror S has matching pieces and isn't really a true mirror block. It has this, the Mirror S has the same cuts on all sides, so you end up getting like a square on the corner. The actual mirror blocks is surprisingly difficult to find, but what's nice about this is modeled off of what like the Yulong is like, or the MF3, and can actually corner cut quite well. I mean, I have this a little bit tighter, but it actually can corner cut. These other ones don't do it so well. They can corner cut a little bit this way, but none reverse. It's like a 0 reverse. And this one has a little bit of that. So if I was trying to speed solve this, I would definitely be using this model. So get that if you want to have a mirror block. So as far as mirror blocks for 2x2 or bump cube, there's a couple out there. There's ones from Shengshou, but the one that you want to get is from Hello Cube. They only have a couple different puzzles out there, but they have a mirror block for 2x2, and it functions so incredibly well. And that one works so nicely that without a doubt, I would be getting that one. It's a little bit crunchy, so some lubrication helps. But yeah, get the Hello Cube for 2x2. Okay, let's look at the Master Pyraminx. So we have ones from Shengshou. The Master Pyraminx is a Pyraminx, but 4 layers instead of 3. And if you are going to get a Master Pyraminx, I suggest the one from Qi, mainly because things click into place. It's not super flexible. It doesn't really have, I don't really think it has springs. And the clicking is just pieces of plastic. It's not magnets, but it can really help when you're turning to try to line things up that way when it clicks, over using something like this that doesn't always want to click. And it's a little bit harder to align these layers. So if you want to get a Master Pyraminx, get the Qi one for sure. I'll put these actually right here right now. Okay, moving on. We've got the Pyraminx or Kibby Minx. And we have a few here. We've got the Cubing Classroom. We've got ones from, I believe this one's Shengshou, and I can't remember which one this was. I'll have to look that one up. And if you're going to get one, already avoid this because it has those center colors. So you want one that actually performs like maybe a 2x2 would, but you can't tell the centers. And I highly suggest the Morphix one, the Cubing Classroom. The ridges make it really nice, and being stickerless is nice too. I feel like it's a little bit, maybe not as smooth as the Shengshou one, but a little bit of lubrication helps that out. But the ridges just really, really work with this. None of them corner cut super well, or at least reverse corner cut. But as far as performance, this is the way to go for your Kibby Minx / Pyraminx / 2x2 Megaminx. Up next, we have the Ready Cube. Now, this one could be a little controversial because this version from Moryu, I believe, does actually give money to the person who originally designed it. With that said, this Yushin 8-petal one has magnets on all the layers and also corner cuts fairly well. It's not an obvious design copy. It's a sort of its own design. It just has the same sort of core, the same functionality of it. If you want to get one, without a doubt, the Yushin 8-petal performs so much better than the Ready Cube. If you have a Ready Cube, pick this one up to check it out. Like I said, controversial over, this one gives money directly to, I believe, the person who designed it. I don't know how much, but this one is 100 times better performance. So the Yushin 8 pedal over the Ready Cube. All right, there's going to be a lot of these. This is the Master Morphix, and we have ones that are cut more triangularly, ones from almost every major company. I think every major company has one out here. We've got Qiyi, we've got Shengsho, we've got, I believe this was YJ, this is Moryu, and this one right here, this one is also from YJ like this, and this is the one to go for. That sort of pillowed feel of it makes it kind of hard to handle, but these extra bumps really make it easy to grip. And I prefer the pillowed one over this just because this feels gigantic. And this one works exceptionally well. Corner cuts a little bit for sure, you know, forward at least. None of them really do reverse all that well. But this one doesn't hurt my hands to hold on to after a while because the grip is nice. These ones, after a while, you feel like you got to really grip onto it and it kind of strains your hands. So the YJ Master Morphix, oh, this is getting kind of crazy here. Let me just push all these out of the way. On that same note, let's talk about the Pyraminx, which is the 2x2 one. And again, I liked that more pillowed feel, and we have the Qiyi one with that. There is the Shengsho Mr. M, which has magnets, which is really nice for aligning, but there's almost no cuts there, which make it really difficult to do any corner cutting anyways. So I actually find that I lock up more with this one. Plus, I've had caps pop off really easily just because they catch in each other and these just fly off. So as much as I love the magnets in the Mr. M, the Qiyi one has a little more comfortable feeling to it. And we'll do one more in that line of things. I don't even know if the Aosu Master Morphix is available anymore, but the Shengsho one is a much nice performance. Plus, it's stickerless. So if you're going to get the 4x4 one, get the Shengsho. Plus, it's a lot cheaper than what the Aosu was. Okay, we have a domino cube, a 2x3x3 or 3x3x2. I don't know exactly how they word it. And there's a few out there that are kind of nice and smooth, but Qiyi has come out with a line of these that all perform quite well. Like they've got some corner cutting to it. And this is actually a good puzzle to work on your domino reduction if you want to do some FMC work. And you can really practice what algorithms you can do to move edges around as well as solving corners. So Qiyi has some good ones that are there. I've got two more things to go. This one is the time machine. Okay, here's another kind of controversial one. None of these actually give money to the original designer of this product, and these are kind of direct ripoffs of those. But this one right here, I'm trying to figure out what company even makes it. So Speed Cube Shop, this is from Armadillo Cube. I've added a lot of lubrication, really set it up, and it turns fairly nicely. It works well. The big difference is this is almost $100 and this is $13.95. I would say don't ever get this one. This is from Z. Although it is $13.95, pieces are just popping off. It locks up. Pieces fly off as well. I might try to completely redo this whole thing by completely taking it apart, gluing pieces in place, doing a ton of setup for it. But I don't have this one solved because it's so frustrating and so annoying to use that it literally just keeps popping and keeps coming apart. So unless you want to spend money on this or contacting the original developer, although I don't think those even printed anymore, don't get this one. Don't get this Z one. It is just atrocious. It just all comes apart. Like I said, I'm going to try to work with it and see what I can do, but I don't even want to solve it because it's that bad. Here's the final thing. I have not tried the new YG timer, but if you're going to get a timer, get a speed stack one. They're not as expensive as they used to be. There's a little bit of a issue where SpeedStack was actually charging less on their own store than other companies were supposed to sell it for, so there became this sort of odd issue where they're cheaper at the original supplier, which is not usually what it's supposed to be like. But they've gone down in price, and there's a reason why these are basically the ones that everyone goes to in the end. If you get a Yushin timer or some of the other ones, they often just glitch and don't work. You might get lucky with some of the newer ones that might come out in the future, but if you have an option with timers, get a speed stack one. It's really going to be worth it in the end. So if you're looking for any of these puzzle mirror blocks, Morphing Jiaoxi, just don't get the Mirror S. 2x2, we've got the Hello Cube. For Pyraminx, we've got the Qi, Master Morphix is YJ, and 4x4 Master Morphix is Shengshou. Domino Cube, we've got Qi, this Time Machine from Armadillo, the Qi Master Pyraminx, and the Yushin 8-Petal Cube. The reason why this is sort of different than a 3x3 is just performance is night and day with a lot of them. Performance of the mirror blocks is night and day between this and this. Well, let me get it in frame. Between this one and this one. Performance is night and day between these two puzzles. And so it's better that someone spends money on one that performs a lot better, and then on 3x3 you have a lot more money to experiment and try a bunch of things to see what you prefer. So hopefully that helps. Let me know in the comment section if there's any puzzles that you think is sort of a night and day big difference between one or the other that I might have missed. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by speedcubyview.com for more news and reviews.